What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Fidens Brewing Company, and they're out of Albany, New York, and this is their Dream and Duty. So they're calling this one a double IPA that is brewed with Simcoe, Idaho 7, Citra and Strata hops. Comes in at 8.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs. Listen, time of review. This can is approximately 3 weeks old. So another Fidens beer, and I can't wait to crack this one open. Now, I picked up a lot of beers from them recently when I checked out their brewery. They had 14 different selections, and I grabbed 8 of them, and that's because I wanted to grab hop-forward beers that kind of had a unique kind of hop combo, and I feel this one is quite unique. You got Simcoe, Idaho 7, Citra and Strata. Like, I feel like the Idaho 7 and Strata should bring something different to the table than your typical, Citra and Simcoe. So that is what I did when I went to the brewery. I do think I picked up like 1 or 2 of their beers that had, your typical hop combo. I think Rose is like Citra and Galaxy, and I picked that one up because I've heard good things about it in the past. And yeah, this looks like hop juice. So the first 2 beers from this recent haul, so to speak, were delicious from Fidens. 2 of the better beers. Oh my God, did I pour this like an idiot? You know what, I'm cheating. And I don't want to spill it and make it go everywhere because I do that occasionally. So yeah, we're not going to do that. Now, I'll be honest with you. This kind of looks oxidized. Now, I don't know how it's going to come off on screen, but in person, it is so opaque. It almost looks like a fruited sour. That's how opaque this is. It has that like deep, dark orange color, almost like a slight grayish tin, about a 3, almost 4 finger of a very tightly compact, off-white looking head. But yeah, it looks slightly oxidized, I'll be honest with you. That doesn't always mean it's oxidized, but it just has a slight oxidation kind of look to it. Anyway, let's get a nose if we can through this ginormous head. And I can't really see if I can. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so it smells pretty fucking good. It doesn't have that oxidation kind of like, usually for me, when I get an oxidized beer, I typically get like a stale kind of cardboard kind of feeling to it. And then a lot of times with like older, like big ABV, like let's say, Imperial Stouts or Old Ales, a lot of times I'll get like a sherry note. Those are 2 like oxidations that I kind of feel. This to me is not giving me either of that. It's just really fresh, over-ripened fruit. Over-ripened peach and mango. Pineapple. And then there's this big herbaceous grassiness. Oh, maybe a touch of like an orange or a tangerine. Dare I say Tangelo? Tangerine and grapefruit hybrid. I feel like if I don't mention Tangelo at least once a month, it'll get lost on everyone. It's my duty as a beer tuber to let you know about Tangelos because they are delicious. It has that, so I'm getting a little bit of like yeasty bubblegum kind of. Yeah. Almost treehouse-esque vibes with a lot of times their beers will have that yeasty bubblegum vibe. Yeah, it's happening here. But I love that sticky, over-ripened, sweet pineapple, mango. You could even say maybe a bit of melon, honeydew, cantaloupe. And then the underlying citrus. It smells really good. Doesn't smell like it's going to have hop burn. A lot of these Fidens, 2-3 weeks old. Sometimes they hit you with the hop burn. I haven't been getting that in the last 2 that I drank and reviewed, so hopefully I'm not getting here. Anyway, it smells fucking pretty good. Despite it looking kind of oxidized, it smells delicious. Cheers. Really, really tasty. Not as good as the last 2 I reviewed from them, though, the Impulse and the Wahiki. This is a step down for me as far as the flavors and everything go. Body and mouthfeel. Yeah, body's fantastic. Higher side of medium, lower side of full. Has a thickness that isn't syrupy, but the viscosity is there for something that's 8.2%. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. I said it once. I'll say it again. I'll probably say it in most of Fidens reviews of these, big 8+% double IPAs. They have nailed the mouthfeel. That's, to me, I want to drink their beers for the mouthfeel alone. There's only maybe 3 or 4 breweries I have said that about. Other Half, Hop Butcher, and Treehouse. Those are like the 3 breweries that a lot of times their mouthfeel, I'm just like, give me a fucking generic flavored New England Double IPA or hazy Double IPA, and I don't care because the mouthfeel is spectacular. And then you just hit the glass on your teeth for effects. Yeah, mouthfeel's fucking spectacular. Maybe not as good as the other mouthfeels from the last two I've had, or a lot of their beers in general, but it's still up there. The taste, it follows the nose to a degree. I'm getting a lot of citrus. I'm getting juicy orange, juicy tangerine, juicy tangelo. Then there's a little bit of like a zesty, like orange zest with a little bit of like grapefruit zest. That's what I'm getting. All citrus to the front of the tongue. Passes through those creamy, over-ripened. There's like crushed pineapple, a little bit of like a mango, honeydew melon in that realm. And then about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through the palate, that grassy herbaceousness hits, carries onto the back of the palate. It finishes semi-dry with a mild to moderate bitterness. And there is a little bit of hop burn, very smite, very, I can't say smidge, that's what I've noticed. The couple times I've tried to say smidge, I've said something completely else, something different in the reviews. And I said smite. Smidge. There's a smidge of hop burn. It's not super noticeable. It'll probably be gone in another week. But I typically try to review these 3.5 to 4 weeks old. This is right around 3 weeks. So I figure in another, 4 to 7 days, that hop burn would dissipate to almost nothing. It's not like stepping in the way or anything, but it's a little bit noticeable. It's a really good double IPA. It's really good. You compare it to a lot of other people out there putting out double IPAs, this is probably going to win more often than not. But that said, having so many of them, are going to be drinking them and already had a couple. One was an IPA at 7%, double IPA 8.4, and then 8.2. I can tell this is a little bit of a step down from the last two. It's still delicious, and I will say this. Despite it looking maybe like it has some oxidation to it, I'm not really getting anything on the palate that would indicate that. It still has bright, vibrant flavors. And 8.4% hides the alcohol quite well. A little bit of warming in the chest, nothing on the palate, almost 8.5%. And yeah, it drinks really well. I think if I had another can of this and I drank it another week to two, I think it'd be right in the wheelhouse. It'd probably be a little higher score. I think that hop burn would kind of dissipate because as I've drank probably 4 or 5 ounces of this, a little bit of, like I said, hop burn in the throat and into the chest. Very slight, like you can just feel it, right? But the flavors are really nice. I just think that they're not as bombastic or boisterous or intense as some of the beers I've had from them. So I can't really give it a crazy high score, but I'm going to give it a decently high score. So Dream and Duty, a double IPA from Fidens. I'm going to go low 4.25, we'll go 4.2. So the Waiheke I gave a 4.6. Impulse I think I gave like a 4.7. So yeah, this is a 4.2. Definite step down, but it's still a 4.2. That's a fucking great score. Anyway, price and availability. Availability, most of their stuff, brewery only. They are starting to get some drops in different areas. Here in Buffalo, we've got a couple places that will get drops of their stuff. I know a good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Sean, over at Nerd Sense, he said recently that they just got a drop sold out in like a couple hours, gone. But I think Fidens is going to be one of those breweries very akin to like the other halves and the Hop Butchers and breweries like that, where you'll see occasional drops in different areas. Probably throughout the Northeast, I would say. But for the most part, you got to go to the brewery, which stinks, but makes it an excuse to go to Albany and try out their stuff. Price point, $5.50 for this can. They sell individual cans at the brewery. They don't sell 4-packs or 6-packs or anything. It's individual cans, which I love. And $5.50 for this. Would I pay that again? It depends on what they would have available at that time. I think it's a fine price point, $22 4-pack for something that gets a 4.2. But like if I went there and they had, say, again, 14 beers like I went last time, and this was one of them, I'd probably grab what I haven't had or other beers that I've had before that were better. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Like I said, really fucking good double IPA, 4.2 out of 5. It just falls short of some of the better ones I've had from them. So thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.